Yeah, sure, we're all familiar with popular titles like Ratchet and Clank, Transformers, Naruto. You catch my drift. Yet, at times, my brain just itching for something different. Something that made me question my choices, whether it's a introduction to a franchise for the first time, or something unheard of by anyone in particular. Scalar was one of those cases for me. No, really, that's the game's title. Just look at this. An electric-type lizard with spiky hair. If that's not original enough for creativity, then I don't know what is. I'm just going to keep this one brief. I have no knowledge of this game, nor do I have previous gaming experience with this until now. So, going into this game completely blind is definitely risky, but at the same time, it just felt exciting. Released in 2004 for PS2, Xbox, and GameCube, it was developed by A2M, also known as Artificial Mind and Movement, the same people who made a majority of licensed games that I am already familiar with, including Teen Titans for PS2. But they changed their company name back to Behavior Interactive around 2010 due to aggravation issues. Despite being the fourth attempt to make a PS2 game, is it worth it? Is this original experience worth exploring, or is this remain trapped in the multiverse? Get ready to charge up, because this is my review of Scalar, the shape-shifting chameleon. Similar to the Stitch PS2 game, this game just jumps straight into a certain problem with little to no explanation as to how or why. And just like last time, we had the manual to back that up. The game's narrative begins with a scientist named Leon, not to be confused with Squall's preferred name from Final Fantasy VIII, who was studying portal technology but was able to construct a device and accidentally entered another dimension by mistake. As if things couldn't get any worse, Luger and his minions kidnapped the poor guy and used Leon's portal device for world domination by creating an army of super soldiers. Just when Luger is going to proceed with his plan, he is spotted by the game's protagonist, Bobby Jenkins, a 12-year-old kid. Thankfully, the game picks up the story from here.
Taylor Jenkins.
Luger and his henchmen caught Bobby, trying to force him to talk about what he has seen, but he was very rebellious.
My nose!
The electric chair transformed him into a lizard, but he managed to escape and make a break for it towards a amphibian layer of the multiverse, if you catch my drift. Phew, guess this game beats the MCU with that early concept. When Scalar came across Leon, not only did they agree to help Scalar return home, they also joined forces to stop Luger's plans for conquest.
Where this egg goes, I go. Besides, you need me. I can help you get these.
All right, suit yourself, kiddo.
In this platformer, players take control of Scalar, while Leon acts as the only supporting character throughout the adventure. But more often than necessary, there are countless enemies who will stop at nothing to give players a hard time. Thankfully, the blue spheres called Fetaloids will restore 1 point of Scalar's health bar. Although I wish there are more gameplay options like an advanced Fetaloid to advance more of his health. But hey, that's just nitpicking. You can either battle enemies or gather as many cloakies as you can, which are the main currency in this game.
I'll get so many of these things that you won't know what to do with them.
Yeah, whatever.
In exchange for collecting a good number of them, Leon will help you gain abilities, including extra health points, improved claws for attacking, and invincibility for a short time, allowing you to sneak around dangerous terrain.
Camouflage? That's so cool!
Crystal gems are the only collectibles to obtain. There are 10 gems in each level. Some are easy to spot and grab, while others take an effort to pull off. Finding at least one of them will unlock a piece of artwork in the gallery section of the main game. However, here's something that the game doesn't tell you. Without spoiling too much, there are 2 endings in this game. To get the best ending, you have to collect all 100 crystal gems in every level, which is honestly a chore to do. But it is a best way to get that separate ending without worrying that the game will get a sequel. The lizard eggs are crucially important to Luger's plan. To even the odds against him, they have become the main goal throughout the game. There are either 1 or 2 lizard eggs per level. You need to collect all 20 to finish the main story.
I'll think of something.
Oh. What? You're thinking, right?
Yeah?
I'm just waiting to see the steam start coming out of your ears.
Oh, very funny.
There are 5 transformations to obtain. If you defeat the right opponents and absorb the energy they left behind, you'll be able to use their abilities too.
And one more thing. This place is full of Bakadons. They're little guys with bombs.
Using their bomb skill will help you get across impassable gates and attack enemies from a distance. You can also place bombs in certain areas for those who are lazy. But if you detonate the bomb nearby yourself by mistake, you'll be stunned for a few seconds before you can use another one.
Wow! This is the bomb! I'm gonna have a blast! Bomb? Blast? I cracked myself up.
The most annoying transformation for me is Croc. In this form, you can ride on certain slides and attack enemies with its spikes. You can also go faster with a speed boost, but the camera can sometimes lose track of where you are supposed to go. Same thing on the vines too, but I thought it was worth mentioning. In my opinion, the most underused form in the game is the Do Zoom. After taking its only energy, you can fly across the entire level. Similar to the Croc form, you can also attack enemies with a sonar blast and using a small speed boost to go faster. However, this form also features a quick turn function, allowing you to make sharp turns either left or right, depending on the direction you are traveling. The Fruzard form is definitely overpowered because of its accuracy. Its spread shot hits multiple enemies at once. Unless you are using the first person mode, you can still attack, but you can shoot down enemies one at a time. Either way, it doesn't have a limit on how much ammunition you have in this form. Lastly, the Swoom form allows Scalar to swim underwater. He can also bash enemies as well with a speed boost. Not much to say about this form, sadly. There are a number of challenges that the game will test your transformation skills. In your Croc form, you can participate in time trials, racing against a dragon, and destroy as many pods as you can in a time limit. Both the Do Zoom form and Leon's Pterodactyl has some flying challenges too, including a boss battle against a flying mutant sea crab, which ended up being my favorite level throughout the whole game. The Frazu form only had the target challenges for you to try as well, including one where you have to take down as many dragons as you can before one of them reach your position. The best level in the game for me was Metazoom. I really hope I pronounced that right. Yeah, I know, really rough in translations, but bear with me. Traversing through this area in Scalar's base form is not an easy feat, but grabbing the Do Zoom form and being able to fly around the stage, easily satisfying. At first I was gonna pick this particular level as the worst level, but the only reason not to is because the Fruzard form evens the odds against everything on the stage alone. But the moment I stepped in Komodo for the first time, I already knew that I'm in for a world of hurt. And not in a fun way. Of course, the Fruzard form was crucially important to the stage. Still, the level itself will not hold back on anything. The amount of enemies, the zip lines, the ambush spots. Yeah, I really hate this level. The level design is surprisingly creative by its own right. Using the lizard plane of the multiverse is an interesting concept. A2M did a great job keeping it simple enough for a gaming experience for kids to enjoy. I appreciate the developers for keeping the game engaging, with a good amount of challenge while not making it frustrating. However, some other games in the company's gaming library would beg to differ. The transformation capability is what makes this game stand out. Despite not having a time limit on Scalar's forms, there are, however, limited to one form in most stages of the game. While it does offer the transformation used in a stage, the game is very specific about it. Almost as if the game wants to test your capability in a different form than what you are used to in your base form. I don't know if my capture card is pulling tricks on me, but there are a number of times where I have some frame rate issues while recording some gameplay footage. My PC, for some reason, couldn't handle some of the cutscenes. That's easily annoying for me. But the gameplay itself was easy for me to record. I don't know why my capture card is acting this way, and I really hope it doesn't act this way towards all the games that were acting the same glitchy way that Scalar did. While the gameplay is great, the story sadly isn't. Basically, it's weirdly disjointed and not strong enough to make this game memorable. There are some interesting moments between the two characters, but for me, this wasn't enough. I was expecting more from it. One of those exceptions is where Leon remembered what he had lost, which is a very good plot twist on the game's part.
Great. Happy for you. But could you focus on flying and leave your reminiscing until we're safely on the ground?
Yeah, I know, it is not easy for me to look through everything that this game has to offer. But at the end of the day, does this hold up? Definitely underrated to be sure, but I had fun with this one. I could confidently say that Scalar is better than the stage PS2 game because the game only tried to keep it simple enough with better graphics and gameplay. However, it still pales in comparison to Ratchet & Clank because of a weaker story and character development that this game alone has suffered from. Casual players should check this one out because of the creativity and level design. As a kids game, this is the one I would definitely recommend for them. Also, it's the safest option for them to play with instead of Ratchet & Clank due to the semi-violent gameplay that they are not ready for. Give your enemies a tongue lashing they'll never forget. Yeah, that's easy for you to say. I think Scalar is yet another underrated gem that I've come across so far, and that seems to be getting a lot of popularity as of late. But in all honesty, I am definitely happy that I've looked into this one. Aside from Transformers Armada and Scalar, there may be more underrated titles out there. Yet, my confidence as a video game critic has finally started to grow over. Obviously, I shouldn't let this experience go to my head, because people around the world would say otherwise. Some people say that I'm a waste of time. Others may say that people have different opinions about these things, and that's honestly okay. For those who are just along for the PS2 ride, or just wanted to share their particular interests on enjoying certain games like this, that's more than enough for me to keep going until the deed is done. Next time, we're officially going back into movie territory as we look into the very first Pixar game. And, of course, with a third movie on the way now, I think it's best to take a look at the first time video game that kick-started this particular franchise. In the meantime, I almost got my sonic screwdriver upgraded, so that way no further interruptions can happen, unlike the last time I got interrupted. Only now it's a test run. Might as well just get right into it. Thanks again for watching, and have yourselves a good day.